The ship, piloted by the supercomputer, explored each of the distant sectors of the galaxy, sectors that it had stored within its memory system. An extremely difficult and complex mission. Multiple factors made it more complicated. One was the enormous distances, also being far away and invisible from the Barak and his legions. Another, and perhaps the most difficult, was finding a planet at least similar to Armak that would allow to be able to keep alive the only survivor of that cataclysmic war that ended the planetary system of Zardof. Time continued to pass. The sectors of the galaxy still yielded no fruit to the search, but in any instant, the scanner began to send the long-awaited alert that would define the destiny of our solitary traveler.
Planetary system detected. Conditions compatible with life forms in Armak 98%. Possibilities of indigenous life 100%.
And, yes, as they had longed for, there was that place that would be the home of this traveler, a place hidden in a corner of the galaxy. But unlike Zardof's native place, here in this already close planetary system there was only one, a single habitable planet, and it was there as if it had been waiting for a millennia ago. The computer began its course in the direction of this planet. Perhaps this would be the first time since its journey began that a glimmer of hope was felt. The computer, upon securing the ship after having landed, set out to carry out its most important task, to awaken Zardov from his infinite slumber. Zardov, and after establishing himself from the long period of hibernation in which he remained, he consulted his only company and ally in order to understand everything that had happened.
Zardov, how are you feeling? I have been monitoring your vital signs, and I can can see how your body adapted to the nanobots. I can see that your body adapted almost 100%. I know what to wake up next from so many cycles. I calculate that it must be unpleasant for you.
The truth is, I feel very strange. My body feels strange, but I don't feel pain or discomfort. It's strange, but it's as if I had fallen asleep for just one night. I have the war and the destruction of my planet in my memory. And my family, my loved ones, but tell me, where are we exactly?
We are at a distance of about 30,000 cycles of light speed from where Armic and Galax were located, using the technology we have. We could have gotten here sooner, but this sector is completely unexplored by our galactic scanners. So what I did was scan other sectors, but was unsuccessful. There are no planets in those who can survive. I finally decided to come here, but remember, Zardof, although this planet can support life and looks unexplored, it does not mean that other civilizations have not come before, or will they come later?
Please give me detailed information about this planet and its planetary system. What you have in your database. I want to know where we are.
The information I have is that it is a planet that formed about 4,543 billion years ago. It is rocky and has a lot of water. Its atmosphere is very similar to Armac's, and its gravity is somewhat stronger. It has a natural satellite that would be very interesting to explore sometime. As for intelligent life, it is possible that there is some, but technologically, I cannot find any record that shows traces of an advanced civilization. I know that there is wildlife because I was able to record something when the ship landed. The biggest drawback is the climate. It is now too cold. Apparently it is going through a frozen stage. But from the fossil record, I can realize that this planet has had life in different occasions in its long life, but for some reasons it has disappeared and has regenerated again. It is quite a mystery. For now I do not register threats of any kind, but to make a more extensive opinion you should explore it first.
Almost immediately, Zardof set out to begin an exploration of the terrain where they had landed. Using one of the small auxiliary ships that the main ship had, he set out to explore. Zardof decided to land and get off the ship to explore the terrain. He took off his helmet because he knew that he had to try his new air, and for that he would have to get his body used to breathing that new oxygen. He knew that it was not the same as that of his planet native, but with effort, and with the help of the nanobots that he had in his system, he could get used to it quickly. He also wanted to see these new species up close. Zardof, while he observes these incredible and strange creatures, he can't stop thinking. He was meditating on something that made him very restless. He said to himself,
"This planet must have some type of intelligent life. The environment is not very conducive, but it lends itself to the existence of some type of intelligent life, even if it is in a basic or primitive way, I am sure."
Zardof returned to his ship and immediately began discussing with his computer what he had seen on his short exploration trip.
Zardof, what conclusions did you reach on your exploration trip?
It is a truly magnificent planet. It is full of life. Its air is very pure. I could say that it is perfect. But there are two things that worry me. One is that I think there must be some type of intelligent life. And the other, and the most worrying is, how come others like us have not discovered it before?
Zardoff is preparing to trace a new route that could perhaps lead him to see or find some trace of intelligent life, and prepared everything for his next exploration. Zardoff hid behind a rock he had seen the day before. This place caught his attention because he had seen some tracks that, due to the chemical signature they had, were not compatible with the other creatures he had seen before. And with great patience he hid, and he waited. And so, just as Zardoff sensed it, there was what he was looking for, an intelligent form of life. Zardoff, after having verified that the planet had a primitive form of intelligent life, met with his only companion to discuss the discovery, since due to the conditions, it should be handled with great care, and precautions should be taken, and new protocols should be created.
I have been observing them, very discreetly, without being discovered. It is really fascinating. In all my life as a traveling engineer, I have never seen such a primitive way of life, but at the same time so tenacious. I had to make a great effort not to interfere and provide help.
Zardoff, finding intelligent life in a primitive state is something very delicate. You know better than anyone that the most advanced civilizations should never interfere in the development of a more primitive one.
I know, believe me, I remembered it from the first moment I discovered them. I know very well that if I am going to be here, it will be in total and absolute secrecy. We must hide the ship very well, and from now on the exploration trips will be made in the undetectable, invisible ship. The mega nanomaterials in which they are built make them practically invisible. They can be camouflaged in the sky or the earth. I will even have to wear an undetectable suit. Those will be our protocols for now.
Zardoff, while he was planning the new protocols, he meditated on everything he had discovered in this new world, where by fate he came to fall. Could I help them without being discovered? What would happen if I gave them some type of simple technology? Can I somehow notify them of any changes in this hostile climate? What would happen without saving them from some sneak attack by one of those wild creatures that roam the tundra? These many other questions ran through his mind as he planned what he would do next.
Zardoff prepared the new ship to begin implementing the new protocols. He had to do everything necessary to avoid being discovered by the indigenous inhabitants of this planet. And the first thing he should do is find a completely safe place and impenetrable to be able to hide the ship. And that should also be its refuge. This should be quick and without setbacks.
I find myself flying over some mountains close to where I saw the hunters the other day. No one can see me. But I just saw a wild creature that is preparing to attack them. From what I see, they haven't noticed it yet.
Zardoff, the only thing you can do is observe. You can't interfere. Remember, if you avoid that attack, they would never understand what really happened. And you could change the course of their evolution.
I'm sorry, dear friend, but I simply wasn't trained to be a simple spectator.